Hey, very good evening and welcome to Berani Bersama Conversations. I'm Rashid, Salleh, your host for tonight. And of course, if you're here for the first time, Berani Bersama is a community effort by Malaysian personalities and creative individuals. And we are using this initiative to give an opportunity to interact with the community, and will help elevate, boost morale for our family and friends at home. This is also an effort and to raise awareness as well as monetary contributions towards the MERCY Malaysia COVID-19 Pandemic Fund. Now, of course, for more information, please do log on to www.launchgood.com/beranibersama.my. Now, of course, I'm not going to be here alone. I'm actually quite excited to have this very versatile, multi-talented, all-round. Gosh, she's everything. It's more than I have. She's been a cabaret comedy performer. She's been an MC. She's been a dancer, and she's been an actor, a singer. Well, pretty much an all-round performer. Please welcome into the Berani Bersama Conversations. It's Bibi K Poh.A. Hi. Hang on, I'm going to unmute you so you can hear me. And how are you this very evening? You're looking very, very fine.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking a little bit bloated because MCO, you know lah, overeat, right?
What have you been eating then?
Wow, I tell you, because I love butter berendam, so these days there is no Bazaar Ramadan. What I did was I went to the kitchen and made my own. So once you make your own, you cannot make 3 or 4. You make about 20 and you eat them all. And
right.
This is what happens.
Well, still looking very good for your young age.
Oh, thank you.
You know what? I'm going to go right to the beginning because of course, there's a lot of people who say, I know Bibi K Poh.A, this and that. And they've seen you perform and all that. But let's go back to the sort of the beginning in a way. So how you got into it and what was the thing that people say something came about and then that's what you wanted to do. How did it start in the beginning?
How did I start? Actually, I didn't start as a comedian first. I didn't start as a cabaret performer first. I started performing in a church choir, really. Yeah, I was a church choir member when I was like 13. I joined the church choir not because of anything else except it was a free training. So I joined it. I followed them on tours until they found out that I wasn't Christian. Then I'm like, oops.
What was that a bad thing just because you weren't a Christian, or you just didn't
because they were going on a ministry thingy, trying to get trying to inspire people to be better Christians and all that, and I wasn't really a Christian, so it's a little in
awkward.
bad taste lah. Yeah, awkward, I was 14, and then Christmas time they dressed me up as a child Jesus, so that didn't gel well with them.
Okay,
but they were very nice to me though. They were very, very nice to me.
So and then after that,
and then of course in school I used to enter talent times and all that, and that's where I started. I started as a singer first, and also I had some martial arts background, some kung fu fighting.
Hang on, I'm the president of MMA Malaysia, by the way.
Not MMA lah. Mine the Shaolin Wing Chun way back. Yeah, because my dad was like, you're so soft. I think maybe I need you to go and learn some kung fu to make you into Jet Li, to make you into Jackie Chan. And then I did not become Jet Li. I did not become Jackie Chan. I came out as Mulan.
Hey, but Mulan is a really good soldier.
Yeah, so, trending now.
Yes, there we go.
So with that singing skill and of course my kung fu skill. After I graduated my uni, when I came back, my dad wanted me to become a banker. So, yeah, I have a banker dad, a banker mom, a banker brother, and half banker sister. And so my dad thought, let's make this a family business. So, when he paved the way for me, I took up an ad from Singapore and I just ran away from home. I just auditioned, as a singer and as a martial artist, and I got the job, and I went to Singapore, Haw-Par Villa.
Wow! So that was your first popular professional gig?
Actually, no. Before that, my first so-called professional gig was with Sharifah, the late Sharifah Aini's ex-husband, Ali Bakar.
Right.
Yeah, we was me and another friend of mine. We were supposed to cut an album under his label.
Oh.
Yeah, it didn't happen because my partner didn't do so well in SPM, so the dad was really upset, so didn't sign the contract. We were supposed to be like the Malaysia's Mel and Kim, like Mel and Kim so old.
Well, that's so sad. People's dreams always dashed because one person didn't do well in their studies. But we always tell people nowadays to follow your dreams irrespective of what you do, and all these people have, whether they've done well on educationally wise or not, they have the talent, and that's something that that should be pursued. I suppose parents. Do you think parents are a lot more forgiving now?
Yeah, because way back then, when you say, "Oh, I'm an entertainer," parents tend to go, "Yeah, entertainer. You can't make a living as an entertainer." Well, so at the end of the day, I still became an entertainer. Yeah, well, and the partner of mine, he also had to give up entertainment for a while, and a couple of years later, he also went back into entertainment, and it's a pretty gifted actor in the theater scene.
You see, there we go. It goes to show that it does do well. Now, we got a comment from Payne Lee, who said, "Good evening, Fox Spirits."
Oh, hey, Payne Lee.
And also Kenneth Lim says, "Aloha."
Aloha. You think I'm Moana? I said, no, not Moana.
Okay, now moving along from Singapore. So you went and ran away, and what happened in Singapore?
Well, the good thing about Singapore, Haw-Par Villa, was I got to work with a really brilliant group of entertainers. Sometimes when you work with brilliant people, you tend to get a little bit of the good parts of them. So Haw-Par Villa trained us in singing, dancing, comedy, martial arts, and ballet, and the whole works lah. Ballet, yes. Joanne Kam was with us.
Wow.
Queen of Comedy Joanne Kam was part of the team.
Oh my goodness.
Gurmit Singh.
Oh my goodness.
So was Kumar. Ho Ching Man. We're all from the same team.
Hence why you've known them such a long time, that everyone gets along really, really well.
Yeah.
What was the scene like in Singapore though? Because people say Singapore, when it came to comparing it to the arts in KL at the time, was it more thriving than Malaysia?
Oh, at that time, yes, because the Singapore government put in a lot of effort to promote the arts. Because we were a tourist spot. Haw-Par Villa was a tourist spot. But apart from that, we were also trained in other things. So we did other things as well. Like during the Chingay procession, I got to walk on stilts for the parade. That was fun.
Oh,
yeah.
With the Chingay?
Yeah, the Chingay.
How did you do that?
Well, of course, they did the dragon. We walked behind on stilts. Each one of us have a character, and we will do flips and stuff. Yeah, I was quite athletic back then, but not anymore.
Of course, because the martial arts training and everything.
Yeah.
That should have helped. Okay, then how long did you stay there? And then, when did you decide that you wanted to come back?
Well, actually, I worked in Haw-Par Villa for a few years, and I decided, this is not for me. Go on to other things. I actually interviewed and actually qualified for the job as a SQ steward or stewardess lah.
And then?
And we went through the interview. I got through the interview, and I was supposed to be drafted for training, and then Joanne Kam called, "Hey, Bibi K Poh.A, I'm gonna quit her Boom Boom Room. You come back and take over me, can or not?" Then I'm like, "Huh? Take over you as the anchor for Boom Boom Room?" I'm like, "No lah, I joined SQ already." "Don't join SQ lah, you come back now." Oh, then I came back lah. Yeah, she got me back. We were roommates for a couple of years, because to get me back, she paved the way. She got we shared an apartment, and Joanne was very helpful. She paved the way for me lah.
So you came back and actually ran Boom Boom. I remember Boom 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 a long time ago. I remember when Joanne was, and then the Paper Dolls as well were performing there.
Yes,
This was all in the early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Lebu yes, yes. Because of course I used to go to school in St. John's, which is
very near.
Just above it. Yeah, very near there.
Just
so
behind.
Little to know that 10 years later, 12 years later, end up watching performances at Boom Boom Room.
Yeah, so, and people used to get drunk and on the weekends, and then they will go up to Bukit Nanas and go up to St. John's and Peng San and their car park.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was too young for that.
St. John's.
Just
the church and the schools around there complained to DBKL. But what the customers did wasn't our fault. The customers left the club. They were so drunk they just lost their way, and they just ended up at the car park and or the fences of St. John's or MBS or Bukit Nanas, and there's a church somewhere there as well.
Yeah, the church is on the way up to St. John's.
Oh, and then because usually that happens on Saturdays and on Sundays when the people come for church, you'll be like, oh my god, all these drunk, passed out people all over.
No, I'm surprised they didn't, because last time there used to be the cable cars as well, right? And then
but it's not that far there, lah. The people were just drunk, close enough wherever they could.
So are you saying this from experience, or just used to watch people do that?
No, I finished show at 2, so we see how drunk people get and where they saunter off to. Yeah, that part is fun, lah. See them get drunk, and then the next week they come again. I'm like, oh, weren't you the one that got stuck in Bukit Nanas last week? And then they'll be like, no, not me. But actually, it was them, lah.
What was it like taking over? I mean, Joanne took over. I mean, Joanne started Boom Boom Room.
Yeah.
And then what was it like? What did you feel pressure having to emulate someone who
Joanne.
Because you and I both know Joanne.
She created an institution.
Yes, Boom Boom Room is Joanne Kam.
Yes,
so, but then
because after she left, everyone was she was everyone's darling back then. And then here comes this drag queen and try to be the host. It was tough at first, but it took a while for me to get my own little following and all that. And then it was a little better lah. But in the beginning, I got a lot of hecklers.
And that's because everyone was quite used to having Joanna. What did you do that was different to her, or did you try and obviously you didn't want to have to do the same thing as her?
Well, the thing is, Joanne banked on her voluptuous figure, but I wasn't voluptuous, so I had to bank on other things. So I had to bank on my ability to sing as well, and I did a lot of crowd working. But of course, back then, we had to work six days a week, 2 sets a day, 2 sets each day, and every set has to be a bit different. So back then, I did stand up on the first set and crowd working on the second set.
Wow.
So yeah, the crowd working is where I excelled lah, basically.
What is crowd working? I mean, for those who don't know what crowd working is.
Crowd working is when instead of standing there and telling a story, I actually take my mic, go down into the crowd, and just have a little chat with them, like what you and I are doing now. I ask them, of course, being me, I ask them obnoxious questions, and if the guy is cute, I will ask more lah,
Oh, I see what you're getting at. So it's like it's almost like doing improv but solo.
Yeah, pretty much solo. It's like when guys like you come and watch my shows, they usually run to the back because I usually spot cute guys and go, oh, hello there, wow, cute new dear. Then their face goes pale. Yes, they know what's coming already.
Yes. Yeah, I actually, believe it or not, used to hide in the back as well, just to like watch. But then I was too small enough to hide.
I remember you in one of my shows. I think 7, 8, 9, or was it no?
Oh, 7, 8, 9. My goodness.
Yeah, and when you were sitting in front, and then when the show started, you sat at the back.
I wonder why.
Yes, I wonder why. So I'm like, oops, okay, so he knows what is coming because Joanne and I already planned. Rashid Salleh sitting in front. Let's get him. The curtains, the curtains open and where the hell is he? Kat belakang.
Yeah, pandai lari. We have a Lian Chia who said haro, and then
hello Lian Chia.
And Hui Kuneng, and she says yes, and asked the shoe size. Now, what's that all about?
Yeah. Hui Kuneng, you're very good, for all the girls in Malaysia. Yeah. Nowadays, when you find a boyfriend, you think he's really cute, you see the face, no use, you have to ask for the shoe size because the bigger the shoe size, the bigger the you know what.
The nose.
So Rashid, what is your shoe size? I never got to ask you that.
Well, my shoe size is normal, and I have a beautiful wife and 2 kids. That's just to show, because I can.
Well, you are from Borneo, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. They have big shoes there.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, no, they have big shoes there. Why do you think I love performing in Kuching?
Oh, that's why I'm going to agree with you with that. Every time I come home, whether it's Sabah or Sarawak or Sabah, it's so much nicer. And I'm being biased maybe, but it's so much nicer. Not just performing, but just being there. Just everyone's normal.
I love Borneo. I love Sabah and Sarawak. That's why if I can, I keep going back there.
Yes. I wonder why. Anyway, Painley says, hi, Sugar Daddy.
You are Sugar Daddy. Ayo. Ayo. Now only I know.
And Evan Sola Chang says, hello.
Hello, Evan. Wow. How come you are wearing so little, are you? Other boys nowadays, I tell you.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm not a boy anymore. It's like old man.
He's a man. He's an uncle now. No. Because daddy already.
Yeah, daddy twice. Now, in fact, my daughter is beginning to. She's more expressive.
How old is she?
She is 5, just turned 5, but she's very expressive, and she loves to sing, but quietly at the moment. She's very creative.
Now she starts doing TikTok, right?
No. But every time I put my camera out, she wants to perform in front of it.
She's a daughter after her daddy.
Bit scary, but we'll see. My son is the sensible one,
the quiet one.
Well, he's quiet, but he's not that quiet.
He's more like grounded, I would say.
Yeah, in a way, yes, in a way.
So that one follow mommy lah.
Very much so.
The daughter follow daddy lah.
I don't know why.
Camera.
Also damn garang also, so I wouldn't know lah.
Wow, I never known you to be garang, so
Oh, that's why I play rugby.
Wow, you see,
I don't do martial arts, but play rugby.
That's why I if I'm not mistaken, Pin Lee is a martial artist as well.
Okay.
I've heard. So he has done Wing Chun before lah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But his one is more practical. Mine is just for display, look good only.
But if you need it for defense, then you got lah.
Yeah, the first thing I will do if I'm faced with a situation like this is run.
Yes.
Best defense.
Very good advice, because that's what I would do as well.
All this posing isn't going to work.
Yeah. In fact, I'm not going to mention his name. We had a director friend of ours who was I think he was in Italy, and he got pickpocketed, and then he did all that in front of them, and then they beat him up. He didn't run away. He got beaten up.
Exactly. By the time you finish posing, they already landed the first hit already.
That's right. Okay, so let's go back to Boom Boom then. So Boom Boom, how long did it take for you to be, of course, to be accepted, and then what happened after that?
My transition was a little easy because when I started, Joanne was still there. So Joanne kind of perform with me, like she will do one set and I'll do the other set, and to ease me in. And then of course maybe we because we've performed together before, so we have chemistry on stage. So, and after about 1 month, I think she left. Now, when I was all alone, that was the scariest part because I have huge shoes to fill and a lot of expectations. People heard about Kumar from Singapore, people hear about Joanne from KL, and all of a sudden, WTF, who the hell is this one? So, I had to try to develop a rapport with the audience. Now, that was a bit tough. Yeah, that was a bit tough. It took a while.
And then you came up with your own style, I suppose, and then
with my own flavor of comedy. I cannot do the whole my boobs are so big. I'm
yes,
like
they was like tete.
Yeah, slap you with my tete. I said I don't have any tete to slap you with, but I slap you with my magic wand. It's hidden somewhere.
You feel it. You feel it coming, or rather, you won't feel it coming. But
yes.
It will come.
When it hits you, you will know, that kind of thing lah. So I go along that line of
right
comedy.
And then the obviously, unfortunately, Boom Boom Room, as with time, became a little less popular. So what happened after that? Where at what stage did that happen? And then because I think the crowd changed and the music changed.
Yeah, the crowd changed. I stayed in Boom Boom Room for 2 years, and after that, the late comedian Tanjung took over my spot, and she manned Boom Boom Room for about 2.5, 3 years, and then that's when Boom Boom Room went defunct because the crowd changed, totally changed.
In what way do you think?
Well, because expectations of music was different. Because we had downstairs was music, upstairs was show.
Yes.
And the expectation of music was quite different. Cabaret, they loved cabaret, but the type of cabaret they wanted was quite different as well. So but of course by then it was quite different already lah. Because by then I had already left, and because I left to join Joanne in. I forgot the name of the club that is in Jalan Sultan Ismail. And Boom Boom happened on its own.
Ooh, not Monroe's.
Yeah. No, it was... eventually, that place became a Fing Tao club.
Oh.
We manned the place.
Oh, the one that live KL?
Yes!
KL,
Live Center.
Live Center. The one they used to have next to the Aeroflot building.
Yes!
Oh my goodness.
At first it was a show club, everything was doing real well. The second month, third month, and then at the fourth month, all the Fing Tao fans came in. And then as the show was happening, you see people shaking their heads. Then we are like, do we want to be here? Okay, let's call it quits. So we kind of dissolved the thing and we all did our own thing lah.
Yeah. That when that type of music came in, the techno and came music, I think a lot of people, I wouldn't say stop watching. But I think the appreciation for cabaret shows, because I actually learned cabaret years ago. A lady called Edna, Miss Edna, she must be quite elderly now.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I did that. She had a studio in Bangsa, and I was like very young, 18, 19, learning just to cabaret. So no, I had so much appreciation for it. So it was something that was really, really good. So much of the fact that I did a couple of drag shows, I think a couple of years back. I still have the photos. We did it in Hatamas, right?
Yeah. Yes, I saw those pictures. I'm like, oh my god, my rice bowl is gonna be threatened.
No, and I loved it. I mean, I loved doing it. So
yes, straight boys love to. I tell you, straight boys love getting in a dress. I don't know why.
Well, it's not that I have 5 sisters. I'm never really bothered, and plus I played a role as a transvestite in a film which I got nominated for in 2007.
Oh yes, that's right. That's right. I remember that. Yes.
Waris Jari Hantu, and that was and I tell you what, my whole respect for transvestite and trannies, it went a whole lot level because I was taught by one a month before the actual shoot, just to walk in one. What to wear and how to behave, and I thought, my goodness,
how to compete.
Yes, and I tell you, I've never knew how much work had to be done just to be that person. And my goodness, just to be. And then on top of that, not just the voice, whatever, but just the behavior and just being a woman. And it was, and that was thing. It was being a woman. And I totally understood that. And I think the biggest compliment I got was probably 10 years on after I joined, ESPN. I'd worked in sports broadcasting. I was doing makeup and I was doing, I think, a comedy show with Aflin. The makeup artist said, you do look at what is Jahanto? I said, yeah. I said, I really liked you in that. And I went red.
Yes.
I said, thank you. And I just said, thank you. I said, no, but you did. And she said, you didn't make fun of us.
Yeah.
And that to me was like, oh, okay.
You know, the dancers, the cabaret dancers,
yes.
the trans girl dancers that I work with and all that. The older ones anyway. They remember that movie. And at that time, I think I was performing at the Ship.
Yeah.
The Ship Bukit Bintang.
The Ship's another one. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I was working at the Ship Bukit Bintang, and they all like, oh, you know what Rashid Salleh did? He did such a good job. Dia tak kutuk kita orang tau. So you became their hero lah, pretty much.
Ayo.
Yeah.
No, but I was so scared of disrespecting the role.
No, but basically, in Malaysia, when you have a trans role, usually it turns really slapstick. The trans character is usually very brainless or deliberately very clumsy. They fall and it becomes very slapstick lah. And it's funny, but it's if it's in a proper movie, it's not really respectful lah.
Yeah, well, there's this thing. I think Shahimi Baba Shumi, because she was the director for that, and it was more a look at the tragedy of and now looking back at it, the tragedy of how difficult it is to be
the reality
of it and facing other people, and you could see that in the film. And I think I watched it later on, and I thought, then thinking back in the Boom Boom Room, all the paper dolls and all the performers, and I thought, what happens beyond the performance? That's why I'm so interested, with this interview to see just. It's not just what you see on stage. It's what
happens off stage.
Yes, and I think people need to be educated on that.
This is one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize, that in Boom Boom Room, everybody thought Joanne was a trans woman and I was a real woman.
Oh, wow!
She hated that. She hated that. And I remember a couple of years after that, she was a radio DJ in Astro, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yes.
Right? She was,
Capital
right?
or something like that, yeah.
The
old women. Or on Astro for a while. Maybe it was
Astro.
Mix or something. Mix.
Yeah, so what happened was she will always open up with, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just want everybody to know I'm a real woman. I have a daughter. And just to this is a confession on air. I don't think Joanne even remembers or knows this because she openly gives people the opportunity to call in. So me and some friends will call in and we will kapit aswara, and then we will say, hello, Miss Joanne Com. I want to ask you a question. Are you real? This is live. Are you a real woman? Then she's like, what? I'm a real woman. Oh, we used to play this kind of pranks on her live because back then there was no pre-recording. Everything was live, but maybe a slight delay or maybe a couple of seconds, maybe. Yeah. So there was no time to edit and all that. So we would just call her, are you a real woman? Then she's like, I'm a real woman. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a real woman. we used to do that to Joanne. Gitu orang kan. I think if you ever meet with Joanne, probably you ask her, she will tell you the story how we will crank call her in the middle of her radio set and ask her if she's a real woman.
Oh dear. Okay, so after you joined forces with Joanne again. And in Sultan Ismail in Life Center,
yes,
the Life Center, and then realized that this wasn't the thing for you guys. So, what happened? Where did you go? And then
we went our separate ways, and after that, I had the privilege of joining the Ship in Bukit Bintang. with the diva show there. They were called Sexy Divas back then. Now they're called Funky Divas. And I was their anchor host for about 13 years. 13 tahun.
Wow, that's a whole like gig by itself. I mean, the whole thing by itself.
Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays.
The ship, until today, I mean, it's almost like an institution. I mean, they had one in PJ, but that wasn't the ship. I don't.
Actually, the PJ one, the Damansara one, we performed there for a little while as well. So we were, we had to commute between KL PJ. Now 10 o'clock will be PJ, 11 o'clock will be KL, 12 o'clock will be PJ, and then 2 a.m. will be back to KL.
So you just had to.
Back and forth. But that was only for about a year, because after that, because the Damansara one was very close to residential area, people complained that the music was too loud.
Yes.
So the show was stopped there. So then it just remained in KL.
Right.
Yeah.
For 13 years. What didn't you find it like, monotonous, or did you try and change things up?
Well, we changed things up. We played different games, and of course, my deal with the ship was, if I have my corporate shows, you have to let me go. So in between that, I trained a few people to do the talk shows like me, of course, based on their characters as well. And we had also another maybe 1 or 2 co-hosts to take over whenever I'm not around. So we kind of rotate lah. But still, 3 times a week, it's kind of tough when you have to, when you face the same audience over and over and over again, because the regulars are there.
Exactly, and especially in those days, and that I know those nights are quite popular nights as well.
Fridays, Saturdays, yes.
So did the crowd change over the 13 years? Did they get younger? Did they get older? Was it the same?
When I first went into the ship, that was a scary crowd, because they were a very raucous crowd, and they didn't really speak much English, and English was my main medium. That took a little bit of change, and after a while they got used to me talking, and in fact they were big supporters of my show. And when the Sun Complex, those girly bars, when they heard there was this alien, they call me alien, this alien performing at the ship, they brought their customers in droves, and the ground floor of the ship was filled with girls, 2 guys, and girls, 2 guys, and we pretty much figured out what they did. And they were always very scared because of my crowd working. I will go down, and when I interview one of them, their face would turn pale. Right. And the thing is, I made it a point never to ridicule them, because they deserve respect. So I asked them, what do they do? They'll be like, but you're into customer service or public relations? Then they say, oh yeah. I say, oh yeah. And I of course, after the show, they will pull me aside. Hey, thank you. You didn't embarrass me. I'm like, yes. You are a paying customer. Why would I want to embarrass you? Nobody comes to a show for people to taro them.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So I had a pretty good following of the clubs around Bukit Bintang, but after a while, of course, the clubs kind of waned, and the customer profile kind of changed too.
Right. In what way did it change?
It changed in a good way, because then we had datos coming in with their family, so I had to be very careful. I had to be very careful that I don't do political jokes, or be very careful that I cannot be too naughty, because some of them brought their children. They are like 18, so 17. So I had to be PG-18, cannot be XXX lah.
Right. No, that's the funny thing. Like you see these datos coming family. Would they have been like why would they not have to go there? Or would they have been like those earlier customers? They used to be single. They come there, now they're datos. They'll bring the family.
I'm not naming any names. If you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. On Fridays, they bring family. On Saturday, they bring friends. They bring friends. Friends are very pretty, small-waisted, big-boobed, And of course, working there, we don't pecah their lubang lah. Their personal life is their personal life. I'm not there to judge. I'm just there to perform. And so I think the regulars like that, as entertainers, we don't, didn't you come with somebody else yesterday?
Yeah.
Never do that. Ooh,
and you could so easily could do that, but at the end of the day, I think you learn from it as well.
Yeah.
It's really different now because with social media, there's so many ways to be able to do this. But I feel like people like you have so much experience, so much time that you've built up, and you can't take that away, that kind of experience away. Is that something that you would advise someone who wants to go into this?
Well, if the thing is, the new norm is like, social distancing and all that. But if things are going to go back to clubs and all that, I would say always respect your audience. Nobody comes to see your show for you to laser them. Nobody. You go to a show, you don't want people to laser you. You can laugh with them, but you don't laugh at them. I think for me, being mean is not funny.
Right.
Yeah, we can be a bit laser, but we don't need to be mean.
Yes.
Mean is just mean.
Yeah, you can be cheeky, but not mean.
Yes.
Yeah. And that usually works. So most of the time.
Yeah,
anyway.
as long as the audience you're talking to or you're interacting with is able to laugh at it, then you are okay. If they feel bad, because I had a co-host during the show, and that one was really no host bar. When on religion and on everything, because there was once, I think there was a girl in Tudong that came to see the cabaret show. She wasn't doing anything wrong. She was just there to watch the show. She was drinking orange juice, and this co-host of mine was like, going like, what are you doing here? It's haram. To my co-host, it wasn't anything wrong. It wasn't meant to be mean, but it was taken out of context, and the boyfriend almost threw a jug.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So
a jug of water.
A jug of Coke.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's the sensitivities work both ways, doesn't it? So
especially in Malaysia, race, religion, politics is especially in a public club, and this is not a comedy club. Comedy clubs, people go there, they expect to be trampled, they expect to be lasered, and they take it with grace. But when you go to an open club where it's a mixed crowd, they are there to watch the band, they're there to watch your show, they're also there to drink with their friends, then your awareness has to be very much heightened. Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble.
That's interesting because, over the years, obviously, you learned to gauge a crowd. How can you now tell who to approach, who not to approach? Is it by just their, either their facial expressions or the way they behave physically?
Yeah, I have a little trick that I do when the curtains open for me. When I come out, I will always do my hello. I will go hello, and I watch for reactions. And the way they react, the way they don't react, that tells you what kind of person you're going to deal with, and how you can unravel that.
Right. That's interesting.
So it's like if there was once at the ship. This was at the ship. It was an American guy. I went down, I interviewed him, and he was okay. Then I interviewed a local. I'm Malaysian. I speak in Malay, Chinese, English, all rojak. Our Malaysian English. And the American say, "I speak English. I turn around to him. Hello, honey. I don't go to your country and ask you to speak Malay, do I?
Yeah.
And he was like, he kept quiet. He just backed off. But the good thing was, during break time, he put me aside. I thought he was going to beat me up already,
Yeah.
He put me aside and say, I like what you did. Can I buy you a drink? Respect. I'm like, thank you. I was going to say, kalau nak pukul, don't pukul my face. My face expensive.
Everything else, please.
Yes.
I still have a show to do.
Yes.
Okay, we've got a comment from Kate Lu. She says, wow, this is so funny and interesting. And she also said, first time listening. And Payne said EQ important leh. And also said Bibi K Poh.A is a living legend. There we go.
Wah, gitu.
Thank you very much.
Well, Kate Lou, basically this is pretty much the history of our club scene in KL and PJ. A lot of things happen and a lot of different types of performances have been going on. Joanne herself didn't have it easy. I'm sure, the Instant Cafe people didn't have it easy as well in the beginning.
No, we didn't. We got banned the whole time.
A lot. Oh, I still remember the crap you all had to go through.
12 SI.
Yes, we were harassed by the police.
Yeah, I know. Then they closed down the show, and then God, just so many things happening then.
And the performance,
and it's not documented because it wasn't on social media, which is also good in a way.
It's true. I tell you, if they had like phones back then and all those cameras around, I will be so embarrassed. I'm so glad back when I was running the scene, around the scene, there was no social media. There is, but it's not as rampant.
No. I remember when they first came out with the phone with the video call, but it was so fuzzy.
And it was so small.
Yeah.
So small.
Okay.
Yeah, can you speak louder? I can hear you.
3 megabytes.
And then your phone is full already, after 3 megabytes. Yeah.
That was so much fun then, though.
I know.
Like I said,
and the flip phones.
Yes, and the flip phones, the Razr, the Motorola.
I still have my collection of my phones from 1999 to now.
Still keeping it.
They're in good condition, but of course you can't use them anymore. Batteries,
of course, I think my favorite one that I had, I bought myself as a present for a job I did, and I had collected the money. It was the Nokia communicator. That lasted for about and it took me I think 2 years just to get it, and I finally got it. I kept it, and I still have it somewhere.
Mine was the first phone that I bought that was really expensive was the iPhone 3GS. I still have the 3GS. It still works.
It still works.
Yes, amazing. It still works. You cannot log on to the internet, of course, but you can still make calls. And it still works with WhatsApp. You just can't send pictures. That is still...
It's like a modern version of Messenger.
Exactly.
Text Messenger. I have WhatsApp, but I can't call 8 people anymore. I can't speak to 8 people on video.
By the time you turn on the video, the whole thing hangs. Not enough memory. Not enough memory.
Yeah. Hi, how are you? Battery died.
Oops. Sorry.
Now let's focus on the here and now. Obviously, during the MCO, we see a lot of everyone's at home now. Everyone can't do anything, and and performers are suffering. But some have
evolved.
Yes, in that sense. Instead of just being all depressed about it, and what I like is, some people actually have conversations, try and improve. Obviously, you've done something about that.
Yes.
What is it that you've done during this MCO that's kept you going?
Okay, when the MCO happened, I had shows that were booked up to September. And once the MCO hit, all my shows from now all the way to September were cancelled.
Right.
Well, the good thing is some of my clients paid me deposit, and they didn't want the deposit back. So I'm quite okay, but I'm pinching it out. And since there are no shows, I was like, oh no, how are we gonna do this? And as a comedian, I might not be a stand-up comedian, like the pure stand-up comedian per se, but being a comedian that interacts, that was challenging for me. So about 2.5 weeks ago, a client called, can you do a show for our company, a department dinner and dance? I said, dinner and dance? do you realize we are now on partial lockdown? I said, yeah, but we're gonna do it online. I'm like, oh. Okay, now that's a challenge. He said, yeah, but we're gonna do this on the platform of Zoom. I said, well, Zoom maybe can, because if it's on StreamYard, my flavor of comedy is interactive. I like to interact with people. But on Zoom, you can see the people. So there were like about 25 to 30 people. Yeah, but unfortunately, my Mac doesn't have Zoom, so I had to use a phone, and everybody was about this size.
This size.
Yeah, this size, because like 30 of them. No, but this one, they had like only 4 people per screen.
Right.
So I kept having to flip. I kept having to flip the swipe and see who's doing what's happening to who. And those who are not paying attention, I will zero in on them.
Right.
And the tough part was if I tell a joke, I'm like, okay, punchline. You know, normally when I go punchline, there's ha. This time I go punchline. Silence. Oh God. You know, I panicked. I thought the joke bombed. And then 2 or 3 seconds later, I hear the like,
lagging Malaysian Wi-Fi.
Yes, the Wi-Fi lagging. I'm using Unify.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, but of course, because my Unify is Unify Lite, so I need to upgrade it.
So now you have a reason to. Do you think because of that show that you now have something different to offer? Especially, you know, with then I don't think they're gonna this MCO is gonna be taken off that easily, or rather
it'll be a while though. I think it'll be a while.
So is it something now you think you can offer?
Oh, well, the thing is, like with my show format is talking about like what I do is I do jokes, and then of course I do singing, and then I have my dances, I have my lip sync and all that. And for that show, the client wanted me to sing, so I thought, okay lah, I'm a total tech bodo lah.
Right.
So what happened was I put my phone there. I tried it out a few days before the event. I put my phone, I put a mic, it didn't work because the music, the vocals, and everything didn't sync together. Right. So I'm like, die low. But during the event itself, I asked the client, I'm like, can I sing it to you a cappella? So I said, okay, can. So I did a cappella. So I guess we have to adapt. Like, and yes, Kate Lou, I have Unify Lite because I'm so cheap.
She also said like, punchline gets delivered slow due to Wi-Fi lagging. And Hui Kung, she said, yes, Wi-Fi lagging is a bane for all of us in Zoom meetings. Yes,
exactly right. Yeah. So that's why I cannot have Unify Lite. I have to upgrade because my building only has Unify. And I being cheap, I don't need so much internet lah. My shows are live. And then MCO happened because I just moved.
Oh dear.
I just moved to my current place and I thought I don't need that much internet. I'm like, let's go Unify Lite because I'm cheap, like not damn cheapo lah. I'm like, oh no, now I'm gonna need a lot of internet and I have Lite and I cannot upgrade yet. Like, damn it!
Oh dear.
Maybe I'll steal my neighbors and Unify Wi-Fi.
If you know how to do that, you'll have to go across and go, hello. Can I have your password, please?
This is a pie. What is a password? Because that one is like quite heavy duty one, 150 one. Mine is Unify Lite. 10 megabytes, no, are you so damn sedih, no?
Apart from I suppose the lack of physical interaction with your audience, something that you like doing.
Yeah, I like because usually I give them lap dances. I mean, if they're cute, I'll sit on their lap. Then they'll be like, hey, yeah, don't want lah. But then the hands are all over like, like, oops. Mulut aja kata don't want, but the hand like that.
So things still haven't changed over the years, huh?
No, Boom Boom was the same, and then Life Center was the same, and then the ship was still the same. And after that, Joanne opened up a club called a little cafe called Fatty Boom Boom. So same.
Oh, Fatty Boom Boom, yes.
Yeah, it was just for a short stint. It was just a short stint, that one. Yeah.
Interesting. So like, so moving forward now, in terms of how. What's your advice for those entertainers right now who are going through the same same as we are in terms of the lockdown and not much happening, because they always say like whenever the economy goes down, the first thing that's to cut is entertainment, events, entertainment,
yes.
and that's us. But at the same time, what do you see on television? Entertainment. What do people need to get away from the drudges of the normal days? Entertainment. They said the reason Kopitiam did well years ago was we were going through a recession. People needed to laugh, and and it worked. And we're going through the same thing now. And it's people like you who are really, in some ways, and I'm not going to take away what the frontliners are doing. You're the sort of the second frontliners for people who are mentally going through hard times.
Even the frontliners need a time to unwind and relax, because the frontliners are not just the medical people. We are also talking about the cleaners, the people who do the jobs that we don't want to do, or we are not able to do, like the police, the army. When they go home, I think they need some time to unwind, whether it is to see their favorite singer singing, or whether it's to see a skit, or whether it's to see an entertainer dressed as Sailor Moon talking rubbish. We all need that kind of relaxation. But for entertainers, because the conditions are different now, I think we kind of need to adapt to the situation and grow with it. And we need to expand, evolve, and I won't say change, but maybe the word is evolve, to expand what we can do into something that everyone can enjoy, and you yourself can, of course, make a living from it.
That's right. I mean, it's so disheartening. When I'm looking at my Facebook feed and seeing my friends in the industry who are just I think you can and you do call them and say hello and just to see how they are, but it's really disheartening because sometimes we're trying to be positive about it, but yet we're the first people that I wouldn't say thought of. Well, we are thought of to be cut in terms of budgets from companies.
Well,
but like you said, stuff that you're doing now, it took a client to say, we're going to do this, can you do it on Zoom? And you thought, whoa, hang on, there's something.
Let's try it.
Yeah. Do you think this is something you're probably moving to the near future? Is something you think you can offer now?
I guess maybe in the future when everything kind of like settles into a new norm, maybe entertainers will be able to give the option to clients to have an online show and a live show. So we have two separate sets to give them. Of course, online shows you get to give a discount lah.
Yeah, well, it depends on what kind of online show you're giving, right?
And online shows there are a lot more possibilities.
I would not know. Anyway, quickly to the comments. So Lou says,
Rashid, you are blushing.
It's the light.
The same color as your T-shirt.
and it's actually this was my birthday present.
Star Wars.
Yeah. It's from my son and daughter.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, Kate Lou says, totally feel for you. Went through it on a daily basis. That's the Unify. And then Sharifa Farida, she says, me too, Farida says. And then they're having their own conversation at the side here. My 100 MBS from time also lag. And then Natasha Maritan, nice one, Bibi. Miss watching you live due to MCO.
Oh, you can watch me online also, Yeah. It's just that you're lucky lah. You're not so lucky lah. You don't get to bring your guy friends for me to torture lah. Yeah. Usually all these nice looking girls, they bring their boyfriends, or they bring their guy friends, and then when I come on stage, they'll be like, they'll shove their boyfriends forward, or they put them right in front of where I'm performing, and then time is torture. I know, not torture time. It's time to welcome these guy friends, and then the girlfriends will be like, oh God.
Just to see whether they like
it. The girlfriends love it when I ask really obnoxious questions about their shoe sizes, about their underwear sizes, about how small their hands are.
Oh dear. And then they break up the next morning.
Well, either that or they become closer. And I have had clients who brought their guests, the sabos that brought their male guests. They were starting to date, and a couple of months later, they bring the same guy and say, "Guess what, Bibi? We are engaged." And yeah, and the day that I brought him to your show was the day he proposed. Yeah, I had a few of these, and of course I took picture with them to remember them.
Oh, that's so sweet. There's at least see, and just people forget that's the kind of magic that you can create.
Because when people laugh, all sorts of good emotions kind of like arise, and love is one of them. Love is part of the good emotions.
Look, Kung-en, she says, I remember your favorite line, smart tunnel.
Oops. Yeah, my start tunnel now is closed because of MCO. Cobwebs are growing already. Cobwebs are growing my start tunnel.
Okay, I really don't know. I really don't want to know what that is, but never mind. I really will keep that to you better keep that to yourself. And yeah. I'm a good boy.
He's wearing red.
Yes, it's the red shirt. Yeah.
The reflection of the light.
Okay. Oh my goodness, it's almost an hour. Well, this was supposed to be a half-hour show.
Oh, I thought it was supposed to be a half-hour show. Oops, sorry.
Yes. Well,
I overran. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Before we go off, I'd just like to say thank you, everyone. Hope you've been enjoying our Berani Bersama Conversations. Of course, this is a community effort by Malaysian personalities and creative individuals such as Bibi K Poh.A. We hope that this initiative will give us an opportunity to interact with the community, and also help elevate and boost morale for families and friends at home, as well as raise awareness and monetary contributions towards MERCY Malaysia's COVID-19 pandemic fund. So please come and donate. Log on to www.launchgood.com/BeraniBersama MY down there. But on behalf of the Berani Bersama Conversation host, that's me, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you very much for sharing your life and experiences with us, because it's been such an honor and such a great thing hearing all these stories, because it's these kind of stories that people never hear. Is the backstories. They only see who you are, but not how you became Bibi K Poh.A. So thank you so much, and please hire her because she's available online now. All right.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ So on behalf of all of us,
ค่ะ
Saudi.
สวัสดีค่ะ Berani Bersama.
Thank you.
And one more hand there.
There, like that. There. Okay. Blurry. Okay. Thank you very much. And you've all been watching Berani Bersama Conversations. Good night.